Welcome to the Shy Yapper podcast, the calm before the overshare. I am your host, Tiffany Hudson. Thank you for listening. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Shy Yapper podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany. And y'all, it's been a minute. It's been about 3 weeks since our last episode, and since we have fully transitioned over. So if you are a returning listener, you might be like, what's the Shy Yapper podcast? It is the new name of our podcast. It used to be called Off Script with Tiffany, but we've kind of pivoted. I announced that on the last episode that we were transitioning to a new name, which is the Shy Yapper, because I'm kind of shy at first, but once I get comfortable, you cannot shut me up. So if you are new here, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. But again, if you're returning, welcome back and welcome to the Shy Yapper. So this is our first full episode. And so today I just wanted to come to you guys. I always say it's going to be a quick one, but who knows how long it's going to be because I am a yapper. But we are going to just kind of catch up on what's been going on. I have some exciting things in the pipeline, and I just want to share with you guys what's been going on with me. So first things first, I think the last episode, again, it was about 3 weeks ago. And so it was like the end of May, and I just kind of gave you guys the May recap. May was a crazy busy month, and it was fun though. And so I finished up my school year. I officially finished on June 2nd. So I am done with that place. If you have listened before, you know the tales. If you are new here, go back and watch some previous episodes. I kind of share with you guys my transition from my previous job to now. So really excited about that is over, that is done, that is in the past. We are learning to let it go. I'll be honest that I feel that I haven't let go of all the trauma from that place, and I didn't even realize it was so much trauma that I'd experienced because I wasn't there very long. I was only there 2 years, but what I endured, and I would say even the last 6 months was tough mentally. I'm just being completely honest with you guys. So yes, so if you are a new listener, go back and watch some previous episodes and you kind of get a glimpse into that. So, but it's over. So we're happy. We're moving on. So that's done. And I really jumped right into my summer gig, which is a camp on at Georgia Tech. It has been really fun. I'll be honest, this is my second year working at Tech for their camp. It's an engineering camp. And I know I went because I had such a great experience from last year. I had these really high hopes. I had these really oh my gosh, it was so good. I just knew it was going to be a repeat. And yeah, it's been different. And you know what? Different is not bad. It's just different. And I have to learn personally not to compare. It's apples and oranges. New set of kids, new set of coworkers, and it's just different. It's okay though. It's okay to be different. It's okay that it is different. It's lost some of its je ne sais quoi, if you will. And so that's been a tough transition for me because, again, it was last year being the first year and being so great and so magical. There was just this magic with the people and the kids. And this year we're kind of dealing with things that we hadn't before. So last year we didn't have any really major behaviors. We've had those with some of the kids this year. Just as well, to me, I feel like the way the staff kind of gelled better last year versus this year. And so yeah, it's just been different. But you know what? It's a 4-week camp. This upcoming week is week 4. So it's okay. It's nothing I can't endure. But I will share a story about what's been going on there. So the first week of camp, we kind of had our onboarding and our training for the adults. And so we were there and we were talking, and from that conversation and from what we were talking about, I said out loud a term that I'd never heard before, and it just kind of came to me. So I was like, okay, when I heard the term, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Has that ever been used before? The wheels started immediately turning. So picked up my phone real quick, did a quick little Google search. I didn't see it anywhere. I was like, okay, maybe I can do something with this. So I came home that day and I started just kind of brainstorming some ideas and started working on something. And so, I told a friend that's at the camp with me, I told her about it, and then I just kind of like left it alone. So then that Friday, we had, no, you know what? So that following Monday was the first day with the kids, and the term had was used in a presentation by another one of the counselors. And I said, hey, I was like jokingly, I was like, hey, that's my term. Don't be using my term. That's my moneymaker. Not knowing that I had already started thinking and contemplating and working on and brainstorming ideas. So, that's when I told the friend. I told the friend week 2. So that week I told her that, hey, yeah, I'm kind of working on something. And my friend was like, oh, I want to see it. I was like, no, it's not ready. Because something about me is when I do things, I kind of move in silence, which during this situation, I see where that's a benefit, but I also see that you can't always do that, because how are people going to know what you're doing if you don't talk about it? So that's kind of where I am. That's where I'm learning to kind of toot my own horn more. So where does the line from moving in silence to tooting my horn, where does it go? I'm still trying to figure that part out. But anyway, so I told my friend, yeah, hey, I'm really doing something with this. She was like, let me see. I was like, yeah, no, can't do that. I was like, yeah, no, it's not ready. So the week went on. So then that Friday during our staff meeting or whatever, somebody brought up the term again. The person I had said, hey, that's mine or whatever, laughing, joking, playing around, but still serious. Cause again, I'm doing things behind the scenes. And so they brought it up. They're like, oh yeah, don't use that. That's Tiffany's term. And then my friend was like, yeah, she's doing something with it. Y'all, why she say that? It, from then on, it's been a thing. So later that day, the person was like, well, you're not the only one that said it. And, I said something and then you said it, trying to take inspiration credit, I guess. And I was like, yeah, I don't remember that. That's not how I remembered it. And then when I was going to my car that afternoon, I really thought about it and I was like, wait, that's not how it happened at all. So that was kind of a frustration for me. And then the following week, maybe that Tuesday, she brought it up again randomly. And, but even before that, when I went home that Friday after she had made the comment that morning, she said it's something again that afternoon. Once again, it was learned that I was actually doing something with it. I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm going to have to move and I'm about to do something about this. I'm going to have to trademark the term. So I started researching how to trademark, what's the cost and things like that. So got the information and I was talking to my boyfriend about it. And he was like, mind you, he didn't know what the idea was. I was just telling him the stories, the things that had kind of happened up until that day. He was like, do you need, because it's according, when I looked it up, it was $250 to file a trademark. He was like, do you need me to send you $250? Mind you, did not know the idea, didn't tell him the idea. He didn't want to hear it. And I was like, no, I think I'll be okay. I'll just wait till my next pay or whatever. He was like, yeah, no, do you, he asked again, and he knows that I'm really stubborn about stuff like this. I said, yeah, I think I need to go ahead and just move. So I applied for a trademark today. Just FYI, it's not $250 now, it's $350. So just FYI, if you're looking to trademark or get a patent on something, the trademark fee is $350 now. So he and I threw in the rest and I applied. That I got off the phone with him. I applied. And then once I put in the application, then I called him back. He was like, okay, now tell me what you're thinking. And it's really funny that all happened that day, because I had one idea earlier in the week. And then by that Friday, I literally woke up and another idea came with that same brand name. I was like, okay, cool. So I filed for a trademark. So I told the friend, I was sent her a screenshot, girl, I'm making this happen. And I've got to move because I don't want this opportunity to not happen or this idea to not happen. I don't want any disputes. I don't want anything. So, I sent her the screenshot, and that following Tuesday, the same person made another comment. Because when she said something that Friday, she was like, oh, I was like, man, because I like said, it's like, man, let me hurry up and trademark this. She was like, yeah, she was like, you need to put all of our names on it. I was like, yeah, no, that's not how that happens. And she was like, so I told my friends, and then the next Tuesday, she brought it up again. She was like, oh, how's our investment going? And y'all know by this time, it's been coming up so many times. I'm like, yeah, she's not joking. She really she's not joking. Because here's the thing about jokes. Most jokes have some truth in them. And the fact that you've brought it up now, at this point, it's now the third time you've brought it up. It was not the topic of conversation. You've brought it in there. So I was like, yeah, I'm just like, I was like, girl, I've been so tired. I hadn't done nothing with it. Because again, at this point, I'm just like, no, I can't tell anybody anything. So that was Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, my friend calls me after work and she's like, hey, I didn't tell you. I was like, all right, what's up? So she was talking about that another person was like, hey, you should, because we have a project we're going to do at the end of the summer, like the counselors ourselves. She was like, for your project, you should do the concept I came up with, or the term or whatever. And so she was like, oh no, that's Tiffany's, she's got that trademarked or whatever. Not intentionally, but told her that I put in the paperwork or whatever. And so this person was like, oh, well, the person, the director of the camp, he said it first. It wasn't her. My friend was like, no, it was Tiffany. They were like, well, no, but he's so chill. He probably won't care, but you should ask him. Y'all, when I tell you, I had no words when my friend told me that. And I was just like, I was so blown, because it's so funny that when I said it, everybody loved it, didn't mind using the term. But when I said, hey, I'm actually going to do something with it, then it became all of these things. Then it became, well, you aren't the only one that said it, or, well, I inspired you to come up with that. And then now it's, oh, well, she didn't say it first, somebody else. It's just, y'all, I have never dealt with this level of I don't know what to call it. I don't want to call it jealousy. I don't want to call it petty, but it's something. And it's annoying. Y'all, it messed with me so bad. So this was the day before Juneteenth, that Wednesday. So this past Juneteenth, I was in such a funk, in a bad mood. And it was just it was really bothering me. I went to sleep Wednesday night, annoyed and frustrated. I woke up Thursday, Juneteenth, and was annoyed and frustrated. And it just took the wind out of my sails. And it was just so discouraging a little bit, because it's wow, I'm thinking, mind you, I don't really know these people. I've only met them 3 weeks ago, but they seem nice. They seem encouraging, but it's you really can't tell anybody anything. And that's so, to me, that's sad. Because if somebody, came to me and was like, hey, I have this idea, this is what I'm working on, I'm like, okay, how can I support? How can I help? What do you need? What do you need from me? And that's not what I got. So, and it's so funny because everyone wants to take credit, but nobody has offered to put in work or do the work. I'm the one that's coming up with the idea. I'm the one building this out. I'm the one that's putting in the work. I'm fronting the money. So it's what do you really want? You want credit for something you're not working for. And even if somebody else came up with the term first, which they didn't, I'm the one putting in the work, and I'm the one that actually had the foresight to be hey, let me protect this. So it just taught me, y'all, that I've always kind of moved in silence, but I would tell my really close circle. But anything else the rest of this camp, y'all, I am moving in silence, honey. And my circle has to be a little tighter, because even people have good intentions, even people sticking up for you, things, again, it's yeah, I'm good. So anyway, so that was kind of the little quote unquote drama that's been going on at the camp. So again, that's wrapping up this upcoming week. And then I think my last day there is July 1st. And then I have exactly 12 days off. And then I get 12 days of summer, and then I start the new job. So in that 12 days, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all now, I'm not going to do a podcast. So this might be the last episode before we take our little break. I might do one next week. Don't quote me on that. But if not, this will be like our little season finale. So yes, so we'll be taking a little break, go on vacation, have some fun, and then we'll kick off the 25-26 school year because with my new job, I start July 14th. That is so early. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. Other things going on in life. Everything else is good. Family's good. My daughter turns 16 next weekend, so we're going on a little trip for that. I'm really excited. It's hard to believe that she's 16. I feel like she's still like a 4-year-old, but no, she's 16. So we're doing a little family trip. So I'm excited about that. Also this week, I actually met up with my new boss. So he meets with all the new hires over the summer to just kind of get to know them as people. And so we met at a coffee shop and it was so chill and it was so good. Very polar opposite of what I'm coming from. Again, if you've listened to previous episodes, you've kind of heard some of my experiences with my last boss, and he is the complete opposite. He even said he was a complete opposite as far as leadership styles, but we talked about like my future and like what I want to do career wise and my brand, my personal brand, like what people would say about me when I'm not in the room. And we talked about music and we talked about 5Ks and all of those things. So it was a really easy, refreshing conversation. And I feel like it wasn't a conversation to like learn things about me to like get me later. Because I do feel like previous bosses, the immediate past boss themselves, they would engage you in conversation, ask you questions to later just kind of throw things back in your face or use it against you. And I don't feel like he did that. And what I appreciated about even before we actually met, the fact that number one, he wanted to meet and we set this out. He sent this before the school year was out. He was like, hey, I want to meet with everybody, like send me some dates and that type of thing. But number two, he also sent the talking points ahead of time. So it wasn't, again, you weren't caught off guard. So like for me, I like to think and kind of process through things. And so I like to feel prepared. And so it's really great for me to I knew ahead of time. I was like, okay, he's going to like ask me these things. And so I had time to think, prepare, make some notes, and even just kind of just to be prepared for the conversation. So again, I really appreciated that. Let's see what else is going on. And y'all, this week was really weird. Like my summer and things have been going really well lately, but I feel like this week was kind of like a little turbulence between the drama at work and then just kind of sitting back and realizing and thinking and reflecting about like my friendships. I realized I always knew, like as I've gotten older, my circle hasn't been as big, and I realized it's actually gotten smaller. But like right now, I'm like, my circle is tiny, like almost non-existent. So I have like my two besties, my group chat. Like even us trying to get together, we've been trying for months, and it's like just schedule conflicts and stuff, and it really kind of sucks. Because especially after like a week like this week, I need to like, I do well when I'm able to like vent to friends, you know what I mean? Number one, to just like get it out. Because I am a talk to thinker. That's how I process, and to get kind of that feedback. So maybe some things I'm not thinking about, or perspectives I hadn't thought about, but just to like, and have that time. I am an extrovert. I do get energy from being around people. And I've realized that I've done a lot of like solo stuff lately. So it's like, it's hard for me to be like, hey, like my people, where y'all at? So that's been really frustrating, really sad. And I think what happened after Wednesday and like going into Thursday, I was like, dang, like I get like to the point where I'm like, do I have friends? Y'all, I'm like, do I have friends? I'm like, literally my best friends are like my boyfriend who lives out of town, my sister who lives out of town. I'm like, where's everybody else? And like, I have other people, like I have another one, a really good friend, and he's like, working crazy and stuff. And I'm just like, where's my people? Like, y'all, to the point where I joined Bumble this week. So Bumble has a Bumble for Friends, like BFF. I joined that on Thursday. I was like, okay, yeah, let me try to find friends. And then, like, I'm not good with small talk and I overshare and I talk a lot. I'm going to tell you all my business. And so I'm like, I don't know who wants to be my friend. So I've connected with a few people. We're kind of sending messages back. But again, it's kind of awkward. It's like online dating, but for friendships. So it's like kind of who makes the move. Like, do you want to hang out? Like, y'all, it's finding friends as an adult is so hard. So just like stick with your childhood friends because, yeah, just stick with them because it is so difficult. So hopefully in the next few episodes I can kind of give you guys a friendship update on like how that's going and any like the matches and stuff. So yeah, so I'm working on expanding my circle, and it's funny because I've made TikTok videos about it. I've said it. I'm like, I want to expand my circle. So I need to go back. You know what? I did make a TikTok video about like friendships and wanting to hang out this summer. I'm going to go back to those people and be like, hey, do y'all really want to hang? Like, I'm free next week. Let's go like to a rooftop or something. And let's figure this out. So story developing. All right, so let's do a quick bingo update. So for my new followers and listeners and watchers, I did not do a like vision board or anything for 2025. I created a bingo card where I do my goals for the year. So I made a 5x5, so that's 25 goals. So it's 24 plus the free space. So I will say from the last episode, I have not accomplished any, like I've not fully accomplished a new goal. I'm looking at my card here. So far, what I have crossed off is I've launched my coaching business. I got a new job. I got a new phone. I've hosted webinars. I visited a couple of new cities this year. I've created digital products. I've visited new restaurants. I've attended a concert, and I've had a vacation. Those are the things I have accomplished. And I am working on a few more things. So currently, the mother-daughter dates. So we've been doing those pretty well. I actually had one this morning. We went to brunch. It was really nice. And I'm currently training for the Peachtree Road Race. So that one is actually on July 4th. So I'm in about a little less than 2 weeks. So by the time we come back from the break, I will have accomplished that. So there's a few things. The next one again is planning a girls' night. Again, I'm trying to find the friends to have the girls' night. I'm struggling there, but I'm gonna get there. We're gonna get there. And so yeah, so that is my bingo update. So nothing fully has been accomplished since our last episode, but we are working on a few things. So I am proud of the progress. Progress, not perfection. All right, so the last thing I want to share with you guys today for today's episode is just some news and some things I've been working on. Because again, I told you guys, even starting this podcast, it was time to do things unafraid and just to kind of step out and do things. So recently I just have just been inspired, and I really want to make all of my dreams come true. I want to have a very big goal of being a millionaire by 41. So I have a year and a half to make that happen. And so I was doing something, I think, and then this word just kind of came to my mind, and I was like, oh my God, this is such a cool, different word. And I was like, I've got to use this somehow. So the word I came up with is delusionaire. And for me, that is just living in the life you see for yourself. It's believing it, it's living it, it's being it, even before it's manifested and shown itself. And so, y'all know me, I'm going to turn anything into a business opportunity or something. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I've already told my TikTok, but I'm telling you guys, I've written a book. It's called The Delusionaire Handbook, Creating the Life You Can See Before Anyone Else Does. And so it's a quick read. It's about 70 pages, and it is just a book about, again, living the life that you already envisioned for yourself. Go ahead and being it, not waiting for the right time, not waiting for the right moment, not seeing to believe, but believing to see. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you guys a chapter from the book. It actually just launched on Amazon this week. It's on the Kindle store, and the paperback version is available on Amazon. So I'm really excited. So I'm going to read to you guys just a chapter and something to ponder on as we get ready to close out. So I'm going to read to you guys chapter 6. It's called Delulu but Disciplined. Let's get one thing straight. Being a delusionaire doesn't mean being unrealistic. It means being relentless. The internet loves to romanticize the word delulu, short for delusional, like it's just this glittery optimism and main character vibes. And yes, your belief is your superpower, but belief without backbone is just a daydream. Delulu gets you started, discipline gets you there. This chapter is about marrying the magic with the mechanics. It's about being the kind of woman who believes big but also builds smart. The misconception: discipline kills the dream. Too many people treat structure like it's the enemy of freedom. I don't want to box myself in. I'm a creative. Can't be too rigid. I like to go with the flow. But there's one thing: discipline doesn't limit your freedom. It creates it. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. or color code your entire existence, but you do need habits that hold you when your feelings don't. When motivation runs out, systems step in. Motivation is like a spark. It's exciting but short-lived. Discipline is the engine. It's the thing that keeps going even when the weather changes. Here's how delusionaires move. They don't wait to feel like it. They follow through anyway. They don't let emotions cancel their standards. They build systems that support their success, even on bad days. The dream is cute, but the routine, that's where the power lives. Where Delulu meets strategy. Let's say your dream is to be a full-time creative coach or entrepreneur. The Delulu part says, of course I can. The discipline part asks, what's my plan to get there? You need both. Dream big, wider than your current reality allows, then break it down, smaller than your excuses can argue with. Micro habits, massive results. Don't underestimate the power of small daily actions. Your brain and body respond to consistency, not chaos. Here are a few discipline builders that don't require perfection. Number 1, power hour. Set aside one non-negotiable hour a day for needle moving tasks. No distractions, just focused, boss level energy. Number 2, non-negotiables. 3, pick 3 small tasks you'll complete no matter what, even on low energy days. For example, journal, 10-minute walk, check in with a client. 3, boundary check. Where are you leaking time, energy, or attention? Who or what gets access to your focus without earning it? 4, digital discipline. Delete apps that hijack your dopamine. Set screen limits. Log off before you get drained. All right, and then we go into a prompt. Discipline audit. Reflect on these questions. What do I say I want, but consistently don't prioritize? Where am I letting my feelings run the show? What routines would make my dream life feel inevitable? Now ask, what's one discipline shift I can make this week? Affirmations for the disciplined Delulu. I don't need to feel ready to be consistent. I follow through even when no one's clapping. Every small action adds up to big results. My routine reflects my respect for my vision. I'm a magnet for miracles and a master of momentum. All right, case study, the morning ritual that changed everything. When I first started my business, I had no clients, no team, no idea what I was doing. But I had a 30-minute morning ritual. It wasn't fancy. It looked like this. 10 minutes of journaling, 10 minutes of movement, 10 minutes of dream visualization. That was it, but I did it every day. And those 30 minutes made me show up differently. I moved like someone who had already arrived. That's the power of ritual. It reprograms your reality. You don't need to hustle. You don't need to hold you not you need to excuse me. You don't need to hustle. You need to hold a standard. Delusionary energy isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters on repeat. You don't need 100 to-do lists. You need 3 aligned priorities. You don't need aesthetic productivity. You need traction. You don't need to hustle for worth. You need to honor your word to yourself. Discipline isn't a punishment. It's a promise you keep to your future self. Closing reflection, the marriage of magic plus muscle. Yes, you're Delulu. You dream loud, you visualize wild. But you're also dangerous because you execute. You don't just believe in miracles, you partner with them. You show up on the days when it's boring, inconvenient, or hard. You carry both the glitter and the grit. That's what makes you unstoppable. That was chapter 6. So you guys, I am so excited. Again, that is my book, The Delusionary Handbook. It is available on Kindle. It is available on Amazon for paperback. And I am so excited that I've done this. Like I said, I dream big, but I truly believe that you have to put in the work, and your dreams are not unreachable. You just have to, again, align your dreams with your actions and your mindsets. And it starts in your mind. If you can see it, you can make it happen. And that includes this. Y'all, I have written, unwritten, started writing so many books. And there's something about this one that it worked. And I truly feel that this year, 2025, is the start of some major magic in my life. I always say I'm way too smart. I'm way too talented to not be a millionaire. You know what I mean? And I know the millionaire is just not the only thing, but to truly live on my terms, the way I want to live, on my schedule, and truly have freedom. And that's what I'm working towards. So this is a step. I would love to hear you guys' feedback. I think, and I'm just kind of thinking out loud right here, I think I might want to do some type of contest or something, or do like a giveaway while I'm giving away some books. So I'm really excited. That was chapter 6 of The Delusionary Handbook, Creating the Life You Can See Before Anyone Else Does. And get it, I'll put the link in the description. And you guys, that is it for episode 11 of the Shy Yapper podcast. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. And I am, like I said, I think this might be the last episode for a couple weeks, because I think I'm going to take a little break, enjoy the rest of my summer. And when we come back, I will have even more for you guys. If I do pop on, I might put up some stories or something. But I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for your love and support. Please hit my description for all my socials and all of that. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all the YouTube things. And I will catch you guys on the next episode. Thank you for listening to the Shy Yapper podcast, the calm before the overshare. I've been your host, Tiffany Hudson. Make sure you follow us on social media and join the Shy Yapper Society. See you next time.